Hello, I'm Adam Barralet and welcome to this Crystal Connections video where we're exploring 5 essential oils for the sign of Aries. Now when we're exploring Aries, we can look at 2 different aspects. First of all, we can look at those that are born under the sign of Aries. Their symbol is the ram, and they are bold, they are adventurous, they are playful, and they are never scared to take up a challenge. Each zodiac sign represents 7 years of life, and Aries, being the first sign in the zodiac, represents 0 to 7. So no matter how old your Aries is, they always have that childlike energy within them. Now this can be an advantage because they're playful, they're light-hearted, they're non-discriminatory, but it can also be a challenge. They always need to be entertained. Sometimes their emotionality, they struggle with emotional maturity. In some cases, I'm not saying that all Aries are, but a child, is either happy or sad, and getting through those complexities of emotions can sometimes be a little bit challenging for Aries as well. Now, not only is Aries representative of 1/12 of our population, but it also represents 1/12 of our life. The aspect of life that Aries rules is selfhood, putting oneself first. Just like 0 to 7-year-olds, all they're really concerned about is me, because they're learning who they are. It's a really great aspect to come back to. A lot of people, and probably yourself, because you're watching things about crystals and essential oils, you're a healing, you're a giving person, you give so much to the world. But are you giving to yourself? Are you making sure that your needs are met so that you're always at your best and that you can continue to develop and grow? If we don't give a young child what they need when they're young, then they don't grow up to be a strong adult. Are you growing up to be a strong adult? Are you having your needs fulfilled? So these 5 essential oils can help those that are born under the sign of Aries, or those that need to worry about themselves, a bit more selfhood, which is the aspect that Aries govern. So let's dive in and explore my 5 favorite oils for the sign of Aries. The ginger plant has red flowers, and any plant that has red flowers is connected to Mars. Mars is the planet that rules over Aries. Now, although we don't get ginger essential oil from the flowers, we get it from the root, it still has that connection throughout the whole plant. Each plant is just gifting its oil from the roots. Now, ginger is a real energizing oil. It really helps to bring back that vitality and that zest and that va-va-voom that Aries has. So when an Aries is feeling a bit flat, or if you're feeling a bit uninspired, regardless of what your sign is, reach for ginger essential oil. Ginger essential oil is great for manifestation. When we are wanting to bring something into the world, we often stop and we meditate, and then we send out a visualization to the world. We're sending out our energy to the world. Imagine if you could increase the amount of energy you're sending out carrying your desire. Well, that's what ginger allows you to do. Breathe in ginger, feel that energy raising within you, that kind of fireness. Remember, Aries is that fire sign, and allow that more fiery energy to go out into the world. You'll find whether you just need a bit of a lift throughout the day, whether you need a bit of vitality going out into the world, or whether you need to put some energetic more energy out into your magical work, ginger will definitely help with that. Ginger as an oil physically is really good for nausea, and also helps to empower us on a metaphysical level when we're feeling crippled and not sure which direction to take. Like a child, Aries and that Aries energy is just like, let's dive in, let's find out what's going to happen, let's go on an adventure. I love a challenge, and so ginger will really help you in that way as well. The oil of cumin is gifted from the seeds. Now, any oil that comes from a seed awakens potentiality, and each seed essential oil awakens a different potentiality within us. What does cumin represent? Well, when I smell this, I feel strength, I feel power. It almost reminds me, it's so drying, it's like the power of a desert. And so, cumin really helps to wake up your courage and your confidence. Children are bold. They say things that no one else will say. They dive in and do things, and they think about the consequences later. And sometimes as adults, we doubt ourselves, we get caught up in all these blocks and boundaries and all that kind of jazz. And we just need to get out there and live life to the fullest. If you want to motivate an Aries, make it a challenge. If you're trying to get one to take you on a date, challenge them to take you on the perfect date. If you want them to do chores around the house, bet they couldn't do it in a certain time, and they love that game. And cumin is really great for helping to arise that confidence, that sense of fun and courage, and able to do things. Being a fire sign, the fire signs bring change, and Aries brings change through action, through making things happen and through diving in and doing things. They're a ram, their heads down, and in they go. So if you need a bit more courage, a bit more confidence, then definitely work with Cumin essential oil. There are 2 oils gifted from the cinnamon plant, cinnamon leaf and cinnamon bark. And cinnamon bark is the one that I really like to work with for Aries for a whole bunch of different reasons. Now, cinnamon bark is being a bark oil. When we think about the bark of a plant, what is that? It's its boundary, its skin, or its armor. Now, cinnamon bark, along with its sister cassia, can work really well at helping us to get our armor just right. So what happens sometimes with Aries, because of that emotional challenges that they may come up with in expressing their emotions and being able to deal with the complexity of emotions, sometimes they can withdraw and get cold. Sometimes when life gets a bit harsh, the Aries will step back a little bit and, not show their emotions and hold it all in and, then be this kind of blubbering mess or all burst out suddenly with a big cry. Cinnamon bark allows us to make sure our armor isn't too thick, but also make sure that it's not too thin, that we allow ourselves, that we wear our heart on our sleeve and we end up getting hurt too much as well. It brings warmth back into our life, and it's really great for helping us to get that connection with people and dive into a deeper closeness with them. When we're looking at that Aries part of life, and we're talking before about giving too much or taking too much and that type of thing, cinnamon bark again allows us to have strong boundaries of going, this is what I'm willing to give, but this is what I'm willing to take for myself as well. Cinnamon bark is also great for overcoming boundaries and challenges in life. And that Aries energy is about getting out there and, confronting challenges, taking it on, growing, evolving. We don't grow by doing the same thing over and over again. We grow by doing different things. So when you have a challenge, when you have a boundary, an obstacle in your life, inhale some cinnamon bark and then start to visualize that challenge crumbling around you. See that freedom coming back into your life and feel that vitality and that fire that is Aries, and you as an Arian person, or utilizing that Aries energy to make your life progress forward and that next level of growth to come on. Right, we've been talking a lot about all this kind of power and passion and courage, which is very much the Aries energy. But the other part that I love about Aries is that playful childlike nature, that they are fun, that they're light-hearted, that they bring joy to different things. Sometimes, especially as we get older, as we become into adulthood, we get really serious. And we need to remember that inner child within us and bring that in. Now, to do this, I love working with the child oil of the citrus family, the mandarins. And the mandarin tree is actually a really generous tree. It will give us 3 different oils, all from its fruit. Green mandarin from the unripe fruit, yellow mandarin from the semi-ripe fruit, and red mandarin from the fully ripe fruit. Each one of these oils can be used to help us bring back our childlike nature. Green mandarin works beautifully with the heart chakra and allows us to get rid of that discrimination. A child doesn't care what color your skin is, what religion you are, how much money is in your bank account. They care about, if you're going to be nice to me, I'll be nice to you, and we can play. And it really helps us to open our heart a bit more. And so it's great for Aries if they have been hurt a few times, they help open up that heart again, but also just to take advantage of that playful energy. Yellow mandarin, now this is like us halfway through our lives, establishing who we are, what will we grow to become. Yellow mandarin still reminds us, as you're in the middle of projects, as you're in the middle of your life, don't get too serious. Sometimes as adults we're like, I'm adulting at the moment and this is all very serious work. Have fun with it. This is the journey. If you're not enjoying the journey, then what's the point of freaking doing it? Yellow mandarin brings that kind of essence of joy in whatever you're doing, in the midst of what you're doing. So as an adult, it's a beautiful oil to work with. Red mandarin still has that playful energy, but it's come to the end of its life. It's like the elderly, the crone, the wise one that has the wisdom of living a whole life, but still has that playfulness. And we see that in people as they get to their last couple of decades of their life, they start to retire, they're like, I don't care anymore. I'll wear what I want, I'll say what I want, do what I want, kind of thing. And this can be a really nice energy for us all to capitalize on, to just not care so much about what everyone else thinks and just to have fun and be who you truly are. All of these bring a real playful energy, whether it be green mandarin, yellow mandarin, or red mandarin. So to bring in that Arian energy of playfulness, experimentation, open-heartedness, braveness again, reach for the Mandarin essential oils. The final oil that I wanted to recommend for the Aries sign is a bit of a rare oil. It's known as Schisandra. Now this is a plant that is native to China. It's sometimes known as Chinese magnolia vine, and it produces these red berries, which are known as 5 flavor fruits, because when you taste them, it actually stimulates all the different parts of your tongue, giving you the sweet, the sour, the savory, the bitter, and the salty as well. I knew I'd forget one. So all those 5. But when we distill this berry, we get this amazing essential oil. It's a red berry, so it works really well with the base chakra. It helps to stimulate an underactive base chakra. So our base chakra obviously is about feeling safe and secure. That is really important for us to go out and be brave in the world, that we feel that we can go out there confidently in that way. So Shassandra really helps in that way. It's also really quite powerful in helping to cleanse away dense and dark and I guess kind of diminishing energy or things that drag us down. The Aries energy is very much about playfulness and fun. And like a child, if you get too gloomy, it drags them down. Aries really benefit from being out in the light, being out in the sun, being out in the fresh air, being outdoors, and Shassandra can energetically help to get away that darkness of feeling congested or stuck in, or feeling inhibited in one's type of way or another. Also, when we have an underactive base chakra, or if we're feeling kind of wedged in or caught in, Shassandra can be really powerful at helping us to have that confidence to blast out of that and to free ourselves from that as well. Finally, Shassandra is really good at helping us to draw upon the reserves of energy we have within us. When we look at a child, do you notice how they just go and go and go and go? And sometimes we're like, how do you find that energy? Shassandra can help to awaken that within us. Whether you're an Aries or you just need to give some more energy to yourself to get out there and have that vitality, Shassandra will really, really help you to do that. Diffusing it or anointing it over the base chakra will really help to bring out that youthful energy, that playfulness, and that sexiness as well. So those are 5 of my favorite essential oils that I love to work with when I'm working with the Aries energy. Whether I'm helping to support someone who's born under the sign of Aries and maybe needing a bit more vitality and confidence and sexiness, or whether I'm focusing for myself or someone else on our selfhood, on putting ourselves first and worrying about our own needs before we start going out and trying to save the world. These oils I've found to be really, really helpful, but I'd love to know what oils you've used as well. If you've got some other ones that work really well with Aries, please leave a comment in the section below so we can all learn from each other. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'm Adam Barralet. Blessed be.